So today I'm going to depot the Made by Mitchell blush book. I've had this for a while and I'm just not using it because this packaging makes me cringe every time I see it. So I am going to change up the packaging from that to a custom made 3D palette with my branding made by my lovely husband, and just getting started. So I've got some gloves, some isopropyl alcohol and a spatula. Alright, so here's how we're starting. So this is the Made by Mitchell Blush Book Volume 2. And I've got my spatula. I'm just going to give it a bit of a spray down. This has just got a flat edge on one side. And my very first step is I take that and I run it sort of in along the bottom edge, just to get that loose off that base cardboard. Now, I do find decluttering stuff that is on a cardboard backing is a little bit easier than with plastic because you don't need as much. In terms of heat, you can just do this all without it. And I'm just going to pull off this top layer here to expose the cardboard properly underneath. Okay, so I have gotten mainly through the top cardboard layer, and just from here, so there's 3 layers of cardboard that you can see on the side here, and I'll just pry off the top layer. So again, just using that spatula, and I literally just lift. There is a couple of magnets in this side as well. I'm going to save these because my husband will reuse them for a different palette. So I've just got them over there, and then I'll just peel it off layer by layer just until they get to the bottom of the pan being exposed. So I've got the second layer down on one side. As you'll see here, the sides of the pan are becoming more exposed, which will just make it easier to lift out that last little bit. So that's in a pretty good state. I might take a tiny little bit more off in terms of this just before I go in and separate it out, and then I'll do the same on the palette from the other side. Just a side note, this is the packaging that I super duper hated, and everything's out of it now, so in the bin it goes. Alright, so we're both sides are in a similar state now. I'm just going to spray down this surface because it's become a little bit grubby with cardboard from that palette. And just FYI, if you are thinking, why did you buy that palette, Emily, if you hated the packaging? I didn't. It was in a mystery pack, and I really like the actual colours, but the packaging, really not fussed about, hence why I'm destroying it now. So I'm just going to wipe this bench down. Just to make sure we're staying nice and hygienic. Alrighty. And I'm also just going to spray down my spatula, just because that's gotten a little bit covered in glue. Alright, so from here, what I'll typically do is I'll just spray down the cardboard. So this kind of does 2 things. It helps to loosen up the glue a little bit and also Just helps to kind of sanitize stuff down a little bit as well. So I'll just fold back the cardboard a little bit as well as I go through, and I'll just let that sit and soak for a second. All right. All right, so this is all of them out of the cardboard. Just gonna give another little bit of a spray with alcohol just to get that glue off. I've also already spritzed down my little spatula, and I'm just gonna be trying to get this glue off in one piece. Just because this will help make it easier to get the little magnetic metal strips on. So this normally takes me a little bit to get this all nice and cleaned up. But you just need to be careful because this is how I end up stabbing myself in the fingers repeatedly. Lucky last. So just gonna hit that with a tiny bit more alcohol. And just scraping off this glue from the palette. Now the reason I did most of these off camera is that I tend to stab myself almost every time, and no one needs to hear me swear for like 10 minutes straight. So it's just the last one here. Alright, so that's the last little bit of glue. I'm just going to spray that down one more time and then give that a bit of a clean. Now all of my other little pans are already clean and they're all nice and lined up. I haven't decided how I'm going to lay these out yet, but that's okay. I'll sort my way through that in a minute. And again, I'm just going to wipe down my space a little bit because it's all gotten a little bit dusty. And a little bit of glue from me going through and pulling that glue off. So just going to spray down that spatula. As you can see, I still have gloves on. So the next little bit is putting the little magnetized stickers, and then I have a little tube of super glue because I find that these little stickers that they come with are not sturdy enough to actually make them hold for any long amount of time. So rather than doing it twice, I tend to try and do it all in the first instance. So I'm just going to move these down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Alrighty. That looks about right. And what I'm just going to do is I'm going to pop a little bit of glue . And here we are, the finished product. I've added a similar toned eyeshadow that I think would make a nice blush into this little palette as well. But yeah, so that's me all done.